Hello and welcome to RationalistTube. Now let's take out this moment to talk a little bit about what this channel is actually about. You might see the title and it seems sort of obscure. What is a rationalist? It's sort of very on the fringe and stuff. And it's people sort of play telephone. The idea rationalism this, rationalism is that. So yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about what this channel's about and just a little bit about rationalism, and not too much. I'll be getting a bit tangential. But anyway, very briefly, this channel is about telling the truth. This channel talks about popular and hotly debated topics and tries to get as much information as possible on them to talk about things in a concise and clear manner. Or at least this is the promise, and I have to say that because human error and stuff. But anyway, I promise that you're not finding a channel that pretends to be neutral. And I apologize for hiccups and stuff. I'm reading off of a transcript that I wrote. I had to do that. I promise that I always speak to things in the greatest breadth that is allowed to my capabilities. As per my capabilities, sorry. As for a little bit about me, I like to think that having a degree in mathematics makes me a very logical thinker. By that I mean I have an associate's degree in mathematics, and I guess that this some credential and stuff. Like my field of mathematics is all about like logical thought process and stuff. It's theoretical math. And I like to think that it gives me a keen eye for the truth. I also study computer science, and that's also very logic intensive, very problem solving intensive. It's like, you're pretty much like, okay, what is this program supposed to do? But what scripts do I use to make that happen? Very generally speaking. But anyway, I take interest in many things, and those interests will be reflected in this channel. But of course, I would also like to get suggestions as little challenges as to what is researchable or not. So yeah, feel free to recommend me content stuff, because I'm just starting up right now, and I'd love to get in contact with viewers and stuff and really build that up. It's a creator-viewer relationship and stuff. But yes, let's talk a little bit about my standpoints more. I represent a belief I like to call free-range rationalism. Rationalism, as you know, is a philosophical school of thought that more or less there is a rigid algorithm to deducing the truth, or at least that is how I personalize it. Academically, it's just about a priori reasoning and deduction and stuff. So things like epistemology, is considered superficial and stuff, and it sort of is when you think about it, because data is all snapshots and everything. It's not really big picture. Rationalism tries to get that big picture and put the facts together. I used to think of myself as a big rationalist, just a rationalist, but I actually saw limitations in the idea. What about intuitive thought processes? What about empirical knowledge? Surely it wouldn't be rational to say that all these beliefs are bilge. After all, that is pretty much a blatant generalization. And as a good rationalist or a free-range rationalist, whatever, you need to be able to own up to that, I think. And what about things like practical thought process? In other words, why is it that sometimes incorrect conclusions lead to right decisions? And I'll get into this in a later video and stuff. It sounds like it's absurd, but but I think there's a firm basis for saying this. Why must there be an exception for every rule? A long time, theoretical truth was the only truth for me, but I had gotten fed up with this thinking, so I arrived at my solution. Rationalists must be free to admit to logics that do not sit right with them. Sometimes you have to intentionally dupe yourself into thinking it a certain way to get things done. So basically nothing is ever paradoxical or counterintuitive, like 80% of the time. There's always a way to look at polysemics and stuff and salvage the truth from different ideas. Sometimes your emotions are not lying to you. Sometimes you have to put down the facts for the right decisions that act for the better good. So I came up with the idea of free-range rationalism, which was really just, I'm pretty sure I just came up with the word, not the idea. I'd be so arrogant to think that I came up with the idea, because this is basically me saying I came up with good thought process, But anyway, but I don't know, I like the term a lot, and I do kind of like to make words and stuff. So yes, free-range rationalism, which is basically the school of thought that all truthful methods of thought process should be treated as useful, and that all ideologies are harvestable for some degree of truth. And that is the basis for this channel, to sum up what I'm trying to say in my best words. So again, I promise to keep things as sensible as possible, and I hope it strikes you well as the viewers of the channel. So yeah, talk a little bit about immediate goals and stuff. I want to talk about a lot of different topics, just basically anything that's hotly debated or commonly spoke about, and I think I do say that in my channel description. And I would also like to cover things like politics and economics and stuff, or really just eco-politics. I've compiled texts from both the left and right and stuff, the political left, political right and stuff on economics, and I plan on learning all of that and stuff to really make a good video on that topic, because a lot of people, they seem to I don't know, there's always a point they make, and there's a counterpoint for it, so it makes it very evident there's a big picture going on that nobody's talking about, maybe they're aware of this, maybe not, but I don't know. I just feel like it's good to listen to both sides and just weed out the stuff that's just obviously not true. And to sort of meet the empiricism with the rational point of view, or the a priori point of view of things. And to talk about theoretical truth versus practical truth when it comes to these things. And I also plan on discussing just political ideology and the worth of all of it, and of different ideas from both the left and the right. So I've compiled information on that, and of course I plan on using epistemological stuff like like real religious data and stuff. But anyway, so yeah, enjoy your day and stay tuned for some kick-ass, unapologetically logical content. I made this promise to just keep everything very sensible and stuff, and not try to like get saucy or anything of that. Just trying to eliminate human error as much as possible. Just look at the facts and stuff, and consider everything else, and make sure everything is nice and packed together and put together properly, in nice linear fashion, and of course concise and clear too. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed listening to this, and I don't know, maybe this channel will take off, maybe it won't. But I mean, I know I'm going to enjoy talking about this stuff, that's for sure. I enjoy learning and I enjoy thinking, for sure.